pa pa ella, ella, pa 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 ella, pa 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 ella, ella.
State. Welcome to another edition of Your Views Locally Louisiana. My name is Kaniqua, and I just need to know one thing. Are y'all ready for today's episode? Because I am. Let's get this. We have got huge news in the food and beverage business, as NOLA once again proves it's the home to the best of the best. Find out who took home the hardware at this year's James Beard Awards in just a few minutes. We'll also introduce you to the team at Toops Meadery. They've started a nonprofit that's providing tens of thousands of meals to Crescent City kids in need this summer. Their story is on the way, as well as info on how you can help the Toops team reach their goals. And I know you've heard the word, but have you participated in pickleball? Over in Baton Rouge, Breck is making it super easy to get involved. We'll take you to the capital city a little later on. But first, we've got to start with our show's favorite segment. It's my favorite segment, y'all. So let's get to those to-dos and things to get into as we kick off the month of July. First up, July 4th through the 7th, it's the one and only Essence Fest. Now, y'all know this is already a huge event, and it's even better this year as they celebrate Essence Fest's 30th anniversary. On stage, we are getting ready for Janet Jackson, Miss Jackson, if you know what I'm talking about, Charlie Wilson, The Roots, Birdman and Friends, and Usher. Of course, the music part is just a little bit of the Essence Fest experience. There are so many speakers, seminars, workshops, and there's also a day of service. I mean, too much to list here, so we made it a little bit easy for you. Just scan the QR code on your screen, and that will take you to the Essence website for all of the details. Do you love 80s music? Because I love 80s music, and I think we all love 80s music. July 11th at the Fillmore, New Orleans, one night only, it's a dynamic duo. Thomas Dolby, remember? She's blinded me with science. Yep, that's him. He's performing with Tom Bailey from the Thompson Twins. Their big hit was Hold Me Now. Oh, I love that song. Tickets are available. Everything from reserved stadium seating to general admissions, standing room only. Again, we've got that QR code on the screen for you to help you find those tickets. One more musical memo to pass along. July 13th through the 20th, it's the 29th annual New Orleans International Piano Competition. This is presented by the Musical Arts Society of New Orleans. Over 200 international piano auditions have been narrowed down to 12 semifinalists. They'll compete at Loyola University for cash, performance, and recording prizes totaling over $100,000. Prizes include concerto performances with the Louisiana Philharmonic, the Baton Rouge Symphony, the Acadiana Symphony, and even a solo recital in New York City. Tickets cost roughly around $30 for each performance. Check the website for all the specific details. Now, the final event for our July calendar sounds a little bit dangerous, but trust me, this is one event you must see in person to believe. I'm talking about the running of the bulls, but it's right here in New Orleans. Don't be fooled. There aren't any bulls bullying their way down the French Quarter streets, but this is an interpretation of the famous Spanish festival. And instead of angry bulls, the streets are swarmed by roller derby skaters from around the world. There are actually a few important rules, like run at your own risk, don't touch the bulls. If you fall, stay down, and don't stand still. This is a 3-day event, July 12th through the 14th, and tickets are available online. Some of the events are for adults-only crowds, 18 and up, but there should be tons of music and fun. Coming up on Locally Louisiana, we'll explain why one New Orleans restaurant is taking its chef out of the kitchen in order to feed kids across the Crescent City. It's a great story, and we'll tell you how you can help the cause when we return here on Your View. Would you agree with me that it's fair to say that it's hard to find a bad restaurant in the South Louisiana area? Am I right? I mean, we are spoiled. How can you pick your favorite? I mean, seriously. Well, that's where the James Beard Foundation comes into play. Every year, they pick the best of the best across the U.S., and this year, 10 New Orleans-based chefs or restaurants made the finals for this year's James Beard Awards. The ceremony was held June 10th in Chicago, and New Orleans took home 2 awards. The winner of America's Outstanding Bar has an appropriate name, and that's Jewel of the South.
I would like to tell all the chefs thank you again. I said it 9 years ago. Happy to be back. But thank you for letting the bar program be part of this amazing award. It's the highest achievement, you know. This is fantastic.
Sounds like a great place to get drinks and dinner if you're down in the French Quarter, right? Jewel of the South is on St. Louis Street, just off North Rampart. The other big winner, and I mean, it's a big win. It's the award for America's Best New Restaurant, Dakar NOLA.
Dakar is a space of love, joy, and hope. We ask diners to leave their cares at the door for 2.5 hours so we can nourish their souls and their spirits.
When I was learning basic technique, culinary school, or cooking Creole food at Commander's Palace, or French food at Atelier Quen or Atelier Joe Robuchon, I always knew that West Africa had something to say.
If you'd like to try the 7-course Senegalese tasting menu, log on and reserve your spot. Dakar NOLA is located in the 3800 block of Magazine. Time now to take you to Mid-City New Orleans, where food service at one hot spot has taken on a new meaning. And this story starts back in February when the state of Louisiana first flinched at the idea of taking federal funds to feed school-aged kids during the summer months. Well, why does that matter? Well, it's estimated that nearly 1 in 3 New Orleans kids doesn't have access to food. This was a financial decision for the state, and thankfully, the legislature ended up changing its mind on the issue. But those federal funds aren't a lot of money, essentially $40 per month per child. And for the owners of Toop's Meadery, they had heard enough. So they sprang into action, and the owners and their supportive friends spoke with us about how they plan to make a difference every single week this summer.
How you doing? Where do you want to go? Where do you have? Oh, I've got the East, I've got Algiers, I got Bywater, I got St. Roch. How about Gentilly? Beautiful. My name is Amanda Toops. My husband, Chef Isaac Toops, and I co-own Toop's Meadery restaurant in Mid-City, New Orleans. We're out here today delivering 3,200 meals to food insecure children all over the parish.
We're feeding the kids. We found out that the kids need food because they're out of school, and we just started cooking. Luckily, my wife is more organized, and we have friends and volunteers helping us get organized. I'm just an ignorant guy in the truck.
Family Meal was born in March of 2020 during the beginning of the pandemic. And Family Meal is the meal that the staff eats together between lunch and dinner in the restaurant. So when we had to lay off cooks and servers, Isaac told them to come back every day for Family Meal. And then they came back with their roommates who had been laid off. And then they came back with their family members who had been laid off. And it snowballed to about 500 people a day. And over the course of 18 months, with some assistance from World Central Kitchen for 7 months in between, we were able to get 100,000 meals out to our community, people who needed it. So after the 18 months, we closed down Family Meal. We thought we had done it, and that was it. Well, whenever we heard about the legislature turning down the funds initially in February, I got really mad. And so we thought, well, then it's time to bring Family Meal back again and see if we can help some people, maybe give them a little padding during the summer.
The most rewarding part about all this is knowing that the kids are being fed tonight, and you know, it breaks my heart to know that not all the kids will be fed. and that's important. So you see something, you do something.
45 routes twice a week. We deliver Tuesdays and Fridays. We try and get them half the week, the kids half the week meals for breakfast and lunch, and again on Friday, the other half the week. I think today we're going to hit right at 13,000 meals have been delivered since the beginning of June.
Kelly, I need a 2 from inside.
I am the spreadsheet queen of the meadery. I'm also our general manager, but my role was really getting the logistics of everything together, building the routes, making sure that we always have a card for each family with the right number of kids, really just like streamlining the system down so we make sure that nobody's getting left out who's signed up.
What area of the city do you want to go to? I've got a bunch of, I've got East left, Black Pearl, Treme.
Treme's fine.
Great.
I heard about it because I helped with their Easter meal delivery back in April, and then saw that they were doing meals throughout the summer. I'm a teacher, and I just thought that I would have some time to do this and help, and that's kind of how I got into doing it.
There is definitely a need for it, and it's very rewarding work. We get lots of thank yous, at least I have. I have had the same route for a few times in Algiers Point specifically. And you know, the reception has been absolutely wonderful. Everybody's so thankful.
I don't know, I just think it's great because everybody needs to eat, and you don't know what people are going through, and I think it's just great that this is being done in the community, and it's bringing people in the community together, because we're waiting right now to get our routes, and we're talking and meeting other people.
And meeting like-spirited, like-minded people who feel the need to come out. New Orleans is a community, and we hear a lot of bad things that are happening in New Orleans, but by and large, there's a lot of good things and good people who are willing to give of themselves, and we're just a couple of many.
All right, you said Treme. Oh yeah, we need the stapler. You got the stapler? These are your routes. It is organized chaos. It could be chaotic, but it's organized. So our GM Molly broke up the city into 45 separate routes. So they know how many children that the bag's feeding. So what they'll do is they'll go to the address, they'll drop the bag with the mom's name on it. When they get back in their car, they'll ring the bell. When they get back on the car, they text mom or the children can come out and get the food. And then you go to the next route, boom, 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 just like that.
Honestly, it's just great to work for people who want to do something like this for the community and to be of service in that way for everybody who needs it. I mean, everybody just coming together to do what they can, every little part, it matters.
And then everyone wanted to jump in. Everyone wanted to help. And you'll see my friends here walking around. They're here helping. They don't need to be here.
Me and this guy went to Delmonico way back in the day.
It's the summertime. They could be in the pool with their kids, but they're here helping too. So my faith in humanity is strong right now. Where would you like to go, babe?
Is there any Treme, Gentile?
Let's see what I got. I got Desire, Bywater, I got Holly Grove, I got Lower 9. Lower 9.
I can do
Lower 9? Okay.
We are in the several of thousands. There's 5 orders right here. Back to work.
Bye, y'all. Be safe.
Amanda Toops says they've got the system in place, volunteer drivers are getting the job done, but there's always a need for donations to keep these meals going. And that's how you can get involved. Don't be fooled into thinking small donations do not make a difference. $1, $2, $5, $10, $20, anything, whatever you can share, it all adds up. You can find all the info on toopsfamilymeals.com. Donations can be made using PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App. Use the QR code on your screen if you'd like, and we'll leave it up there for just a few seconds for you. And we'll be back with more Locally Louisiana in just a moment. Welcome back to Locally Louisiana. Have you made time to recently check out our world-class National World War II Museum? The campus is constantly improving, and the exhibits are always expanding. But one special exhibit is in its final days, and I wanted to make sure you knew about it. It's called Our War II, Women in Service. This exhibit honors the 350,000 American women who served their country during World War II. Many artifacts in this exhibit are on display for the very first time. A digital interactive scrapbook will allow visitors to explore some of the treasures within the museum's archive of wartime albums and memory books curated by women who remember their time in service. Visitors can also hear from women veterans in their own words. But you have until July 21st to see this limited time edition exhibit at the World War II Museum. So make your plans today. So I know that you know that we all know that we're in kind of the middle of a sports slump here in South Louisiana. I mean, basketball just wrapped up, same with college baseball, and football doesn't kick off for another 2 months. But what if I told you there's a sport, it's relatively new, and it's sweeping across the country, and it's perfect for just about everyone to get out and play?
It's pretty addictive. Non-contact, low impact.
I started it to get active.
It's fantastic exercise. Fastest growing sport in the United States.
Everybody comes out here and enjoys this little game with a funny name, pickleball.
How long have you been playing pickleball?
A little bit over a year now.
I've been playing since May of 2022.
About 6 years. Me and my wife here went over there and she dragged me over there and said, "You need to try this." So we did. We fell in love with that. And then we've just been playing ever since.
After years of tennis, I thought maybe I'll try pickleball. Tennis wasn't doing it for me anymore.
I had a good friend of mine, Joe. She had been actually trying to get me to come out for about 6 years or so. And I just kept hearing about that funny name of pickleball, and it kind of had a stigma at the time. And I never cared to join. But then I was actually needing to recover from an Achilles injury, and I noticed the movements out there on the courts, the lateral movements, and I thought that it would be good for it, and it actually helped my recovery from Achilles rupture surgery.
As I learned pickleball, it was more about the people. Definitely more about the people. Make great friendships out here.
During the time that I've been playing this sport, I assure you, I have at least 2,000 people that I now associate with on a regular basis, from Louisiana all the way up to Minnesota.
If you want to play tennis with some people, you got to make a date, reserve a court, and you'll go play with just those two people. Whereas pickleball culture is more, it's an open session, and you could just show up by yourself, and you can play with everybody that's here. You know, you'll end up playing for 4 hours and not even know that you exercise.
I usually play about 4 or 5 times a week.
You can play a tournament every weekend if you wanted to. There's that many of them around. You could just go all over the place. You can go all over the country and play. I mean, I think it went from about 5 million players 5 years ago to I think it's about 70 million now.
My name is Robert Kelly.
Robert's a star. Robert's been playing a long time, like 15 years or so.
Oh, Robert's a fantastic individual. If you are looking for a reason to play pickleball, if nothing else, you come out here. He teaches and he plays. He's a great person. He's so much fun.
Well, here at Breck, I'm the director of Greenwood. This park is located in the Baker area.
Nice new courts here. They're amazing. This has the best outdoor courts, I think.
This place here, actually, at one point in time, they was considering knocking the whole thing down because people stopped playing tennis. And we was able to somehow persuade them to give pickleball a chance. And once they gave pickleball a chance, they went from 52 people a year that was attending this park to 500 a month.
Coach Robert? I don't know what I can't say about him. I'll tell you that in this pickleball world, I'm very fortunate, and I get to play across the country. I've met a lot of great people and a lot of great ambassadors. But I would tell you, my hands-down favorite is that man right there. Not only from the pickleball standpoint of ambassadorship, but from a fantastic human being.
So I got people that come even from New Orleans and Lafayette and all the little country towns. Got a couple people from Gonzales out here right now, Clinton. They come from everywhere.
coming here for the course is one thing, but being able to walk in at 7:45 this morning and him being the first thing I see rather than the courts, actually, I didn't think about it, but that kind of made my day.
I retired from the Department of Correction, and now I work for Breck as a pickleball player, but I was at one time about 250 pounds, and I could barely walk. And this is what happened. I decided that I needed to get some exercise, but I never wanted to actually sweat or do anything that was too strenuous. So that's when I decided maybe I could try just holding an 8-ounce paddle and a little 3-ounce ball and hit it across the net. That shouldn't be too hard. I had no idea that this sport, just hitting a ball back and forth across the net, would end up taking me literally around the nation and enjoying all the activities that I'm enjoying now. So now I've been playing 16 years. When I first started, I said I was going to play maybe 6 months and then I'd be in shape, I'd be feeling better. That 6 months has now turned into 16 years.
So what's stopping you from playing pickleball? I mean, it seems like a fun sport with friendly folks. What's the best way to get involved and how much do you need to invest in equipment? For that answer, we head out to Breck and Coach Robert Kelly.
You can go to the Breck website, and I have a class that I teach every Friday. It's called Introductory to Pickleball. Introductory to Pickleball. So you can go on that website and you can find my name and number and all that. Every Friday I'm at Highland Road and I teach that class, Introductory to Pickleball. And usually, matter of fact, half the people out here got in through that way. They went to my class and they got excited about it and they just kept going and kept playing. At $30 you can get a nice paddle, and of course $10 you can buy 3 balls. So basically for $40 you can have a sport that you can go around the world, around the nation playing. Investment of $40. 16 years I've been playing with the same paddle. Amazing, huh?
Coach Kelly also wanted to make sure we knew that Friday at Greenwood is Free Friday. The pickleball courts open at 8 a.m., free of charge, and if you time it just right, you can reserve your spot on the courts that sit in the shade. Hint, hint, okay? It's hot out there. That wraps up another amazing edition of Locally Louisiana. I'm a bit sad, but we'll be back really soon. And remember, if you've missed any of the episodes, you want to binge watch or catch up, we got you. Just log on to watch.yourview.com. And I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.